His Christmas Muse by J.J. Ranson. Chapter 1. Sylvie. The little cafe on Fouché Street was a perfect place to meet a stranger, with its quiet booths nestled among lighted ficus trees. I got there half an hour early for my date with Tim. His sense of humor came across so vividly on the screen. I wasn't exactly sure what he looked like, as the only photo on his profile was a blur of dark hair and a wide smile, the kind celebrities toss at the camera. He exuded success, a huge selling point. I caught sight of a head of dark hair and the flash of a red sweater near the door. My heart leaped into my throat, and I hastily gulped some water. Completely out of dating practice, I licked my lips and wished I'd checked my makeup a few minutes earlier. I stood as he approached, even though I too wore the promised color. I'd gone with a flowy red top and black girlfriend jeans. He placed a hand on the opposite chair. I gasped and nearly choked at the sight of him. "Timmy?" I about near squeaked his name. This could not be happening. What the heck? My boyfriend from high school? And still with that boyish smile I remembered so well from when he stood on my doorstep to take me to senior prom. Behind the chair he met my gaze, looking confused. "What? Birmingham City High?" "Oh my gosh, Anna Sylvester Bradley." He intoned my name with an exaggerated drawl, just like he'd addressed me in high school. Before I went to college and crafted a nickname, everyone called me Anna Sylvester. Very Southern. Girls sported double names among the first families of Birmingham and in most of the South. Timothy Allen Jones hadn't been very social as a high school junior, but I, Anna Sylvester, plucked him out of the football lineup and pulled him into my busy social world. As a majorette in the marching band, I had swarms of friends who longed only to date a handsome football player. I lived every teen girl's dream in the hot, sunny South, where one's family lineage meant everything. Timmy tagged along, seemingly in awe of my family's lifestyle. We weren't rich, let me make that clear, painfully clear. When I was about 10 years old and noticing the differences in things my inner circle of friends had, clothes, fancy lunch boxes, and their contents, I asked Mama if we were rich. "Not rich, darling, just comfortable," she drawled, not lifting her yellow-haired head from her romance novel. A long, drawn-out emphasis on the "comf" was how her deep Alabama accent infected her words. We had been comfortable because of Mama's family. Daddy did his dead-level best to keep us on the edge of broke, or so it seemed to my younger self. I didn't always understand what Mama and Daddy were fighting about, so I read books on my bedroom window seat, waiting for their angry voices to stop. There are lots of railroad tracks in Birmingham. Though Timmy wasn't from the other side of them, he might as well have been, according to the whispered words I overheard at home. My parents and their annoying focus on social class. But even I wasn't prepared for how awkward he acted around my folks and their friends at the country club. His head swiveled around like a possessed girl in a scary movie, taking in all the high fashion, the smoke-tinged laughter of rich old men, and the sachet of women in hose and heels, even on humid summer nights. I'd watch Timmy out of the corner of my eye, occasionally touching his thigh with my hand to reassure him. I'm not a touchy-feely person at all, but he brought out a kindness in me, a smattering of empathy, too, I suppose. Birmingham Acres Country Club hadn't been my scene either, but my parents had a monthly reservation which required the attendance of me and my sister, Constance Miller. Her middle name was Daddy's great-grandmother's surname. Mine belonged to my maternal grandmother. Often we got to bring a friend, which eased the tension that coiled inside my gut like a snake. I had preferred to ignore Mama's embarrassing conversations with her friends. For 2 years, Timmy and I were quite an item, until college pulled us apart. I wandered a mere hour southwest to the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, enjoying dorm life and all that a huge university offered. Timmy got a football scholarship to play at a private college, Birmingham Southern College. I figured he'd never leave town. I can't remember exactly how we broke up, but I recall thinking once that I didn't want to be stuck in Birmingham my whole life. We didn't move on to other people. We just stopped talking. Isn't that what usually happens when two people have little in common anymore? Seeing him right in front of me, both of us away from the familiarity of our old lives, made my hand shake as I took a sip of water. I don't know whether I felt excitement or disappointment. I mean, really, I'm starting a new dating life and the first guy out of the gate is an old beau. Silently, I told God I didn't appreciate his sense of humor. So, not funny. Rustling of paper drew me back from the past. Well, well, Anna Sylvester, how are you? Tim put the menu down and folded his hands on top of it. People call me Sylvie now, and I'm doing okay. Do tell, what brought you to Richmond? Tim leaned back and smiled, his teeth as pearly white as I remembered from high school. His football teammates had teased him back in the day about a future toothpaste modeling career. Work, of course. I hated leaving Birmingham, but this place has grown on me. What about... How long have you been here? I interrupted, wanting to keep the attention on him for a bit longer. How would I describe what was going on in my work life? I'm not sure of it myself sometimes. I started working with a sports development group about 4 years ago. Before that, I was in Birmingham working at BS. BS? My college, Birmingham Southern, remember? Played football there. I got in good with the AD. I frowned. Athletic director, sorry, talking shorthand is a bad habit in sports. A server showed up at my elbow, so I picked up the menu and ordered my favorite salad. Tim chose a grilled chicken sandwich. He lifted his glass of icy water to his lips, looking over the rim at me. Drops of condensation from the glass splashed on the dark wood table. Your turn, Sylvie. Man, that's hard to say. Old habits, you know. I smiled and nodded while I tucked a strand of hair behind my right ear. Old habits. Timmy was an old habit I didn't think I wanted to take up again. But he sat across from me, and Mama always insisted on politeness. Well, I've been here for about 18 months. I work for a strategic consulting firm out in Nashville, supposed to set up an outpost here. I gestured with air quotes around outpost. Strategic consulting, huh? You always were the smartest girl in school. And that pretty much sums up our date. Tim kept lobbing compliments about how smart I'd always been, while I tried to get information about his time back in Birmingham and what he'd been up to since his move here. Tim used a lot of complicated descriptions about sports and its management in Virginia universities. I stifled a yawn when our plates were almost empty. I went home from that date with the start of a headache, probably because I didn't get what I wanted, a date with an exciting new man. Still, I couldn't call the entire evening a bust. I can swagger all I want about making my way in a new city, but you can't take Alabama out of the girl. The touch back to Birmingham made this homesick girl feel better, less lonely. Hearing a familiar accent along with enjoying Tim's fun approach to life made me smile when I replayed our date. He promised to reach out again. Half of me wanted to move into the future, and the other half could be happy reverting to the comfortable past. I wasn't sure about picking back up with an old boyfriend. It's okay to be unsure, isn't it?